It's Strawberry Story Time! Welcome back, little berries! Today's story I've got for you is called A Pocket Full of Colours. It's written and illustrated by Joe Starling. I wonder why Sam has got a pocket full of colours. Let's go and find out. Come on! Sam was a quiet boy who liked to be alone. Well, not really alone, because Sam had colour friends who stayed close to him. So close, in fact, that they usually perched in the top pocket of his favourite t-shirt. Sam's t-shirt was white with navy blue sleeves and a matching blue pocket on the top left corner. Anyway, Sam's friends were not always as quiet as him. They often liked to jump out of his navy blue pocket and surprise him. It was very difficult for Sam to manage them. One Saturday morning, Sam was looking forward to his favourite breakfast. 2 eggs balanced on a piece of bread, toasted to the perfect level of crispiness. Sam had a kind mum and an extremely annoying sister called Tilly. Tilly had big hands for stealing toys, stinky feet for kicking Sam. Mum had soft hair for cuddling into and long arms for giving warm hugs. "Mum, what time is Zoe coming round?" asked Tilly in a shrill voice. Sam's stomach went tight. He had completely forgotten that she was coming today. Out crept a little velvet purple creature from Sam's top pocket. This happened any time he felt like this. Sam was worried. Purple quickly scurried to the corner of the room. His long legs were squashed right up against his body, and he was quietly tapping his feet on the floor. Sam forgot about his breakfast, knowing that he urgently had to prepare. He quickly hid all of his toys, not giving his evil sister Tilly and her sidekick Zoe any chance of finding them. Hiding his things and taking cover in his bedroom calmed Purple, who returned to rest in Sam's pocket. It was time. Zoe had arrived. The shrieking voices of Hare and Tilly were echoing through each room of the house. Sam wondered why they couldn't just use a normal indoor voice. The noise was becoming unbearable. Sam only hoped that they didn't find the guitar. They found it. Out from Sam's pocket fell a small, almost squishy blue creature. He arrived any time Sam felt sad. Curled up next to Sam, Blue was gently shaking and sobbing, dropping tears onto the bed beside him. Sam knew what he had to do. He needed to do something that he enjoyed, so he stood up and walked over to his notebook. Sam started to draw pictures of his favourite things. Dragons transferred him to another world. Tilly and Zoe were still causing chaos downstairs, but that didn't matter to Sam. He was enjoying drawing, and Blue carefully climbed back into Sam's pocket. Bang! The back door slammed shut. Sam realised he had forgotten to tidy away his favourite toy in the back garden. Purple lunged back out of his pocket and began pacing across the room. Tilly and Zoe were now throwing around a huge bouncy ball. Sam couldn't control what might happen to his favourite toy. The real-life dragon kingdom sat on top of the wooden table at the far end of the garden. At that moment, Blue stepped out of Sam's pocket and immediately started to cry, rocking from side to side on the bed. What could Sam do? He was holding onto the window frame tightly as if nothing else mattered. That's when it happened. Everything seemed to move in slow motion. Zoe threw the ball too far. It looped over Tilly's head, bounced in front of the long wooden table and over the top of it. Tilly dived desperately to reach for the ball. Crash! Sam froze as still as ice as the Dragon Kingdom came tumbling down in a pile around Tilly. With a great leap, out flew a short, fiery red creature from Sam's pocket. It stormed across the room and slammed the door as it left. Bang! Sam was chasing after Red as it headed to the garden with an almighty thud on every step. Now, with purple, blue and red out of his pocket and in different parts of the house, Sam didn't know what to do. That's when his mum came running over to help. Holding his hands, she reminded him to stop and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, she counted to help him slow down. Sam looked around the room and focused on the only things close to him: a chair, a picture, a water bottle. A black spinny chair, a picture of his favourite dragon, and a blue water bottle with his name on. The creatures began returning to Sam's pocket, first red, then blue, and finally purple. Sam felt calmer. His mum had helped, and together they walked into the garden to speak to Tilly. "Sorry!" shouted Tilly as she looked up at Sam from across the garden. He knew that he should forgive her, but he wasn't ready yet. Thankfully, Mum knew what to do. "Come on, everyone, let's put the Dragon Kingdom back together. All together," said Mum calmly. Sam's heart warmed, knowing that he wasn't alone. "Where would you like this part, Sam?" asked Tilly. A little round yellow creature with a smile stretching across its whole face hopped out of Sam's pocket. Sam felt happy. "You can put it over here," replied Sam. "Oh, and Tilly," he added, "I know it was an accident. It's okay." So Sam, Mum, Tilly and Zoe worked together to rebuild the Dragon Kingdom. Even though it had been a very colourful day, it was a happy afternoon. I hope you enjoyed that story, A Pocket Full of Colours. Thanks for listening, guys. See you next time. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe.